Hey everyone. Today's topic, don't let crappy people bring you down. This is something I'm really passionate about because a lot of people nowadays, unfortunately, don't seem to have mental strength or emotional resilience. It's like school and parents are letting people down because they're not instilling these values in people anymore. And with that, that means it's a lot easier for people to get affected by cruel people. And unfortunately, there are a lot of cruel people out there because there aren't a lot of people who work on themselves. And if people aren't working on themselves, they likely have no idea how to manage their emotions in a healthy way. So most people, the way they deal with their emotions is acting on them. They have like no real self-awareness, so they go from feeling an emotion to acting on it right away with no real gap in between. They don't really think about how their actions affect others. They don't care. They just go from stimulus, emotion, to response, which is acting on it. And what that means is if you have someone out there who's in a bad place, if they're hurting inside, what they're likely going to do is take that pain out on the outside world, which can often mean being cruel to you or I. If they encounter us, they will be mean to us because that's the only way they know how to deal with their emotions. So I want to make this video to basically provide some emotional armor for you against these people because unfortunately there are a lot of them out there. And I want to make sure that anyone who is who's encountered my videos knows how to not let these people get to them because it's just such an unfortunate thing. Like you'll see later in this video the way I view this whole situation and why I really wish most people viewed it the same way. But anyway, so as I was saying, people like this, they're hurting inside. That's the first thing you need to remind yourself. This person is dealing with an inner battle. They have a lot of pain that they're harboring inside. And you can let that knowledge decide how you deal with them. You can choose to be empathic with them, or you can choose just to get the hell away from them because they may be too much of like they may be biting too, how do I put it? Biting off more than you can chew type of situation because we can't save everyone. Nor should you ever delude yourself into believing you can. Some people are just, they want to feel their emotions and go through that, and sometimes you have to let them. So empathy is a good route if you wish to take that, but I often will take just a hands-off approach, and if I encounter someone like this, I don't have the time to save everyone I come across, so I'm just going to think, oh, great, so this person's hurting inside, I'm going to leave and get away from them because I don't want to deal with that crap. I don't have enough time in my day to deal with it. So yeah, but I just want you to realize that you shouldn't take anything they say or do to you personally because they're hurting inside. And if the only way they know how to deal with those emotions is to lash out at the world around them, then that immediately tells you it has nothing to do with you. Whatever they say to you or do to you, it has nothing to do with you. They're harboring all this pain and lashing out at everything around them. That's not on you. That's not your fault. You didn't do anything to deserve that. So don't take what they say or do personally. Remember, good people will usually be kind and respectful towards others. So if you encounter people who are not kind and respectful towards you, don't take it personally. Like even if they manage to pinpoint an insecurity or flaw of yours, you still shouldn't take it personally because good people are not going to treat you in that way. They're not going to purposely try to bring you down a notch because they're hurting inside. I mean, when someone is hurting inside, seeing other people happy can be triggering to them because it reminds them of how crappy they feel right now. It's kind of like when you were a kid and you were at school or somewhere and you saw one of your classmates, his dad or mom brought ice cream to him. And your parents didn't do that for you. So there you are going, I want some ice cream. They've got ice cream. I really wish, why don't I have ice cream? That's kind of the way it is for people who are hurting inside. When they see someone else who's happy, it triggers them. They're like, why am I not happy? What is going on? And the only way they know how to deal with those unpleasant emotions is to try to bring people down to their level. This is why you'll have people like this so often attack others, because they're trying to make it so that other people aren't happy around them so then they can feel good about themselves. Now everybody around them is feeling the same way they're feeling, which is not great. So now they're not going to get triggered when they look at someone else because they're not going to be happy. But if other people are happy, they're going to look at them and want to like glare at them and maybe even attack them because they're going to be thinking, how dare you? I'm not feeling good at all right now. Can't you see that? How dare you be happy in front of me and remind me of all the pain I'm going through? Obviously, they're not going to literally think that, but it's something along those lines subconsciously. So they are going to try to bring other people around them down. So yet again, let me reiterate, don't take what they say or do personally. It has nothing to do with you. It's just their inability to cope with their own emotions that leads to them being a crappy person. So now that that's out of the way, let me share with you the mindset I like to use when dealing with people like this. So the way I like to think about this is I remind myself that these people, because of the way they're hurting inside, they typically don't care how their actions affect others at all. And in a way, it's not really their fault for this. Let me explain. It's because the way they're feeling makes them self-centered. When someone is coming from that place of being in pain, of hurting inside tremendously, it almost puts them into like a form of survival mode. Not like literal physical survival mode. Obviously, they're not starving or anything, but it's like a form of emotional survival mode. Because they're hurting so much inside, their ego is trying to get out of that place, but it doesn't know how to. It's trying to get them back to a place where they can feel, at minimum, content, but maybe even happy. They want to feel that way again. So their psyche is kind of like going through this inner battle. And with that, it makes them focus on themselves. Remember what I was saying earlier about how they'll get triggered by happy people? That's because they're thinking about themselves. They're going to look at someone who's happy and be thinking that, like, why can't I be that way? They may even be a bit envious of that person instead of looking at them and thinking, oh, I'm happy for them. Like they're enjoying life. They're going to be thinking about themselves. And it's not even like a conscious thing. It's just a result of them being in that emotional survival mode. So since they don't care how their actions affect others, you should not let them get to you because they don't care. If they don't care how their actions impact other people, for the love of God, please don't let them get to you. Because if they do, they're not going to have any remorse whatsoever for how their actions have impacted you. Heck, they may even be happy over it, because if you were happy in their presence and now they're able to make you not so happy, they're going to feel better about themselves. That is so incredibly messed up. I understand it's not something many of these people do like consciously, but it's messed up that this happens to any extent, even if it's a subconscious thing. So just please don't let them get to you, because they don't care. They're not going to have any remorse whatsoever, any guilt, any shame, none of that. So why would you let them get to you? It's just, that's the mindset I like to adopt, because it really helps me, because I like to think, why would I let anyone get to me if they don't even care about me and like my feelings and that sort of thing, my own well-being? Why would I let them get to me? This is like a person who doesn't care about me at all. Why would I let them do that to me? Because they're not going to have any remorse over it whatsoever. So it's basically just me doing it to myself. And yeah, sure, they were the stimulus, but I have control here over whether or not I let their actions or their words get to me. So I'm going to choose to not let it get to me, because these people suck and I'm not going to let them win like that. So there you go. That's pretty much what has helped me, because it's just, I don't know, there's something powerful about that. If you can tell that someone doesn't care how you feel, this even works for like rejection and whatnot, don't let them get to you. It's just, why would you? They have no remorse. It's messed up. So don't let them affect you at all. So hopefully that's helpful. I understand it is kind of difficult to adopt that mentality, but coming from that place where you initially understand that like they're hurting inside and what they say has nothing to do with you, not taking what they say personally, it can help you get to that place where you just think, if they don't care about me, I'm not going to let anything they say or do to me affect me, because they don't care, so why would I let them win like that? It's helpful. Hopefully you guys can see that, and hopefully you'll be able to adopt that same mentality after this. It's kind of like, there's a quote, something along the lines of lions aren't, I forget exactly what it is. I'm butchering it here, but it's basically something along the lines of lions aren't concerned with the opinions of sheep. It's kind of like that concept where you're the lion here, they're the sheep. Why are you going to let them get to you? Like, they don't care. They're in a bad place. Why would you let them get to you? It's not helpful. So there you go. Hopefully I explained that well, but that's pretty much all I wanted to share in this video. I truly hope it was helpful. If you like content like this, be sure to subscribe for more. Otherwise, the easiest way you can help me out is just to throw a like and a comment on the video for the algorithm. Definitely let me know your thoughts on this subject because I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. But that's all I have for you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Arrivederci!